So this is my biggest advice to you is let's talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, because that's what, I mean, when you start pulling away the curtain of real estate, people start to trust you. They're like, that's somebody I can resonate with. That's somebody who I can relate to. That's a problem solver, right? And that's who we need. That's who we need.
So the big question is this: how do most agents who don't have access to the secrets that the top agents in our industry hoard to themselves grow and prosper in today's real estate environment? That's the question. And this video podcast is the answer. I'm Pat Hyben, and welcome to Real Estate Rockstars.
Hey there, Real Estate Rockstars Nation. This is Matt Templeton, your host for today. And today I have Trish Leto, who is an amazing video coach for real estate agents. She is nationally syndicated, has been on all the major networks, has a ton of following. In fact, Gary Vaynerchuk had her speak at his conference. And she is going to blow your mind today with how to get more business with short Facebook Lives, how to find content ideas, even when you don't know what to talk about, and how to get over your fear of doing video online. It's such a simple process. You're going to love hearing from Trish Leto today. Talk to you soon. Hello there, Real Estate Rockstar Nation. This is Matt Templeton, your host for today. And today I have an amazing coach, creator, co-founder of conferences, amazing video coach. She has helped so many businesses go to 6, 7, and 8 figures within their first year. And honestly, she's just got some badass tips for you to go and put into your real estate business. So I'm so excited for you to hear from Trish today. She's been on Gary Vee's stage. She spoke at Agent 2021. She helped a number of businesses build their video presence and built a community around it. And she's actually been on a number of major platforms: Fox, CBS, ABC, CW, all the major networks have featured her. She's nationally syndicated. I'm certain that she's going to bring you some value today. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit more about what I missed. Trish, tell us who you are.
Well, Matt, thank you so much for having me. First of all, I appreciate this. So my name is Trish Leto. I call myself the unicorn breeder because I turn average service-based entrepreneurs into magical beings who press live with purpose and increase revenue with just 5-minute lives. So I have 2 trademarks: 5-minute lives and press live with purpose. And what I do is I teach businesses, primarily in the real estate and mortgage realm, how to locate content that's going to help them dominate their market and show up on live stream video in a way that it takes them 5 minutes or less to get their point across, attract their ideal audience, get quality leads and clients, and turn that into multiple streams of income by repurposing that across the internet.
Awesome. So Trish, I have real estate businesses in Dallas and Albuquerque, and I'm actually I'm so glad I have you, because I'm going to dig in and I'm going to use myself as a case study because I want to know how to get better at this too. I've been told in the past that I need to be live for longer periods because people start showing up on the live after 5 minutes. So why 5-minute lives?
So I created the 5-minute live concept because when I started doing live video, I did it like when it wasn't cool yet, right? So, I mean, live stream video really started with, I think it was like, there was like some cat app or whatever, and then it was Periscope, and then a lot of people are doing lives on YouTube, and then Facebook Live happened. And people got the app, the little camera that shows up on your phone. Like, it's, to this day, I still have business owners that see that and they immediately freeze up because the idea of doing any video makes them choke and freak out, and their confidence level is super low and they're not sure what they're going to talk about. And there's a lot of uhs and ums, right? So what I found is that our audience in general is, our attention span is like 0 to none, right? Like, so what happens is if you stay within a 5-minute bracket, but you go over 5 minutes, but under 10, you're covering your topic, you're getting really good content out there, you're engaging with your audience, and you do it on one platform, for instance, Facebook Live, right? Now you got that content out there, and you can send people to that content, you can download it, and now you can immediately repurpose that 10-minute clip onto IGTV, onto LinkedIn, onto YouTube, right? And unfortunately, unless you're doing some sort of a webinar, people are not going to listen to all of the information if it's more than 10 minutes long, right? So if you follow the 5-minute live blueprint, and then you stay within 10 minutes, you're getting your point across, especially if you're solo, because nobody's going to listen to you for more than 10 minutes time unless you're standing next to a whiteboard and you're showing people how to build a house. So I kept it at 5 minutes because it's enough time to say a 30-second introduction covering your who, what, why, and how. Who are you? What are you going to talk about? Why should people care? And how can I work with you? Covering a 2 to 3 minute bullet point of topic, whether you're talking about, the 5 most important things that you need to know before you get ready to list your house to sell it, or the 5 most important things that every first-time home buyer needs to know about. Right? And then you do a 1-minute Q&A, go back to your audience, identify people, say hello, get people excited, let them do a little bit more engagement, which will attract the algorithm, send you even more people into your live stream video. And just when those people are showing up, do a 30-second close and say, hey, listen, my name is Trish Leto. Today I talked about this thing. I did it because I thought it would help you out. I know that it'll help you get more quality leads into your business. If you're interested in having a conversation with me, click the link in the first comment and let's book a call and have a conversation today. Don't forget to press live with purpose. Leto out. Now I'm done. And now people are going to be like, oh man, I got to go back to this video. I got to watch it. So now you're guaranteeing yourself replay, people. So that's going to help you stay relevant in the newsfeed. Now you can take that video, that exact video link, and you can upload it onto temi.com, TEMI.com. You can transcribe that video, and now you can search engine optimize yourself to the highest degree by putting that on your own website as a blog. Upload it also onto YouTube. Now you can take the YouTube video, put it within the blog. Now you're double search engine optimizing yourself with a ton of keywords stuffed into that article. And now you can take that article and you can share it out on LinkedIn, on Reddit, on all these other platforms where it's more of a reader-friendly atmosphere. And people will read the content, they'll watch your video, they'll get to know you, like you, and trust you. They'll send more free organic stuff to you. And voila, before you know it, you're dominating your market.
That is bomb. Guys, if you did not just hear the last 2 minutes, you need to press pause, rewind, slow it down to half the speed, and then play that back because that was so good. And I just want to call out some of what that was, because I'm assuming that's your blueprint, or if it's not, it's a piece of it, because that is such a perfect system for going on Facebook Live and then repurposing your content. Every business owner, even outside of real estate, can use this. So I loved it. I wrote this down. Let me retrack what you said. So first, you're giving a 30-second intro: who, what, why, and how what they're going to do. Then a 2 to 3 minute bullet point around what the actual content is. So 5 most important things around this, 5 most important things around that are 2 formats you could use. A 1-minute Q&A where if you have no questions, you get to call people out. You get to identify the people that are on your live. You maybe do you have another quick conversation with some people there. Maybe you even reply to some comments. Then you attract more people because you've got people engaging with your live, followed by a 30-second close where you do the most masterful thing. And this is what I never connected this dot, but I love it. I basically do a sales pitch for why you should replay my video. Like, here's what we just talked about. Here's why it's so great. Here's all the things we learned. And we're giving them a 30-second reason to go back and watch it. So it gets you the replays. Then what nobody does, but everybody should be doing, is go download the content once it's done and put it out on the other sites. You already made it once. You don't have to make 5 videos of the same thing. Just do it once on Facebook Live and put it on YouTube. IGTV, for those of you that don't know, Instagram has their own TV channel where you can go put these short videos, and it's gangbusters, the watches that people are doing on IGTV. It blows my mind because I'm not of the generation that does IGTV, but people are doing it. And then YouTube, of course. And then I always like to ask for the tech piece, but I want to point your attention to the temi.com. That is such a cool tech piece, because Temi is AI, it's bot related. And so it's only 10 cents a minute to transcribe your audio. It's the cheapest way to transcribe your audio. One pro tip on that is to make sure to take the transcription you get back and do a quick edit, because sometimes there'll be a few pieces that get missed. But if you just quickly go through, clean up the text, you've got a beautiful blog post to go put on your own website with the YouTube video, and maybe even in the comments of your Facebook Live as well. There's all sorts of cool opportunities there. So, wow. Okay. I think we're finished. That was good. Everyone, go implement this right away. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I've got a few more tiny tips within those tips.
Okay, good. Yes, please tell us more.
Because this is really important. A lot of people download their Facebook Live videos onto their computer, like it goes into your downloads, right? And what people do is you go directly to the video and then you upload it to YouTube. But what I want you to do, this is super important. So if you don't listen to anything else during this entire audio or video, whatever, listen to this. Go into that file and rename it the video that what you talked about. What was the content? So for instance, how to get 5 quality seller leads per day. Right? So what if you're a real estate agent and you want to help other real estate agents, right? Like in your brokerage or in your area, or you're a real estate agent, you want to help your collaborative partners, like your title companies or your loan officers, get 5 quality leads per day on Craigslist, for instance, right? So you want to read the video when you download it, it's going to be the Facebook Live number. Right? It's going to have like 5 trillion numbers in there and letters and all kinds of things. So go back into your downloads, rename it exactly what the title of the video is. Okay. And the reason why is because not only is that going to be searched when you upload it to YouTube as the title of the video, but the file itself needs to be search engine optimized. You have to name the file, right? So if it's a video, or even if it's like a cue card, like a quote card, right? So say you get a still frame from your Facebook Live, and you're speaking on stage somewhere, or you're standing next to a whiteboard, rename the actual photo. If that's going to be the thumbnail of what you use on YouTube, rename that photo, whatever thumbnail you use, as the title of the video. And then not only that, take it a step further, the title underscore your name. Because as you're doing this, you have to brand yourself. And I'm going to just kind of say, I'll do this very generically. The reason why you want to do this is even if you're with ABC Realty on Monday of this month, maybe they upset you. Maybe ABC's taken too many of your commissions and they've done a restructure. You're not happy with what's going on. And you decide you're going to go to XYZ Realty the following month. Your content doesn't have to be changed. It's the topic of what you're talking about underscore your name. There should be no ABC Realty or XYZ Realty in there. Okay, you have to make sure that people are going to come to you. Where you hang your license could change. So make sure that as you're out there and you're putting out this incredible content, that you're branding yourself 100%.
You know,
okay?
that's so genius, because we talk to real estate agents all the time, and I train a lot of real estate agents, and many of us have this myth or this belief that the brokerage is who provides us our business. And truthfully, like, the client's doing business with us because of our relationship, because they trust us. And the content we're creating, the people are creating trust with our online avatar, our online profile. And so we have to brand ourselves. We have to build that. And I am absolutely an agent advocate. If you're not branding yourself, you're doing it wrong. And if your brokerage won't let you brand yourself, you're doing it wrong. And so thank you. Yeah, that is it's the small things, right? When we're talking about marketing listings, I talk about small things that get your listing more views or more exposure, right? And it's the small things like that that get you more SEO, that get you more views, that get you more clients. And so love that. Any other small little tidbits like that you have from this blueprint where we need to go implement something small, like changing the file name?
Yep. So so there's 2 different things that I like to teach people to use specifically for getting content ideas, right? So one of the main reasons why so many real estate agents are like, oh my God, I don't use live video or video at all, or I don't post on social media enough because I don't know what to talk about. So Matt, if it's okay with you, I'd like to tell you how you can get about 3 years worth of content in about 5 seconds. Is that okay?
Okay, great. Okay, great.
So I want you to go to a website called answerthepublic.com. Okay, and you can ask this website up to 2 questions for free per day. And I want you to enter into the little question mark box, there's a little box in there, a little search box. I want you to just enter the words, how to buy a house. Okay. If you enter how to buy a house and you click search, what's going to happen is Answer the Public is basically a ginormous search engine for the entire internet on one place. So it's going to go out there into the internet, and within 5 seconds of time, it's going to find exactly how people are looking up on Yahoo, Bing, Reddit, Google, everywhere, all the questions that basically like circumnavigate around how to buy a house. So you'll have questions around how to buy a house with no money, how to buy a house with no credit, how to buy a house that, going into foreclosure, how to buy a house if you never bought a house before, how to buy a house in different states of the country, right? So what happens is this whole schematic will come up, and I literally just did this for a real estate agent client of mine. I had 967 questions that came up. Here's the cool part. That's not even the cool part. The cool part is you can take that. It's like this big bubble in the middle and this like spider legs that come off of it. And it asks the questions, who, what, when, how, can I, all these different questions. You can, in the upper right-hand corner of that page, you can download all of those questions as a CSV file, okay? So now you download that as a CSV file, and basically it goes into like an Excel spreadsheet. What I like to do is I like to take that and then upload it into Google Sheets, because then once you're in Google Sheets, and at the same time, you can go in there and pop in there on your phone, and now you have ideas. And what I like to do is I like to color code them. So I'll go through every question around what I know I can speak about with my eyes closed and two hands behind my back all day long in green. If it's something where I probably need to reach out to a collaborative partner to help me with that, then I'm going to highlight that in orange. And I know that that's going to be a Facebook Live where I'm going to interview somebody else, right?
Wow.
Okay. And then what's cool about that is if you interview somebody else, especially if it's somebody who's maybe an influencer in your market, if you do a great interview with them, now they're going to share that interview with their market and their audience. And now you've just done free influencer marketing.
Genius. Oh my gosh.
And if that's how they're asking the questions on the internet, then that should be the title of your live video. Okay. I want you to take it one step further. I want you to go on to Pinterest. Pinterest is also an outstanding platform because it's not just a social media platform, it's actually a search engine. So if you go onto Pinterest and you find boards that have numbers on them, numbers are repinned more than any other content on Pinterest. So if I go on Pinterest and I look up how to buy a house, I might find boards that have 13 steps for first-time home buyers. So I'll click on that, I'll grab that content, I'll grab the link to that content, I'll reach out to the original content creator, and I'll invite them to come on to a Facebook Live with me. Again, free influencer marketing.
Wow. Wow. So many pieces of value. So Trish, here's the
Sorry, I hit you with the water hose.
Yeah, no, I love it. I absolutely love it. The water. And so what I want to make sure our listeners know is the truth is all of this is the full game plan. And sometimes you just have to knock down the first domino. And that first domino might just be, let me go search for some content and then make sure that I do a Facebook Live every day for a month, or I do it a couple times a week, or commit to the smallest domino that you could possibly do so that you start building the habit and start moving forward. You may not at first get all of your stuff transcribed. You may not at first get it all uploaded to YouTube. I want you to start taking action on the smallest piece possible. So hear this and save this episode for when you're ready to build out the full game plan and you can slowly implement this massive strategy for building a ton of real estate business. And first, I just need you to go knock down the first domino and do one piece, which is go live. So that was the thought I was having. Was I thought, oh my gosh, I have all this thing, I have all this I want to do, and now I'm getting a little overwhelmed. But I know that the strategy to implementing something this big is take the first step and then plus it. And so tomorrow I'll do a little bit more, and the next day I'll do a little bit more, and then by next month I'm implementing the majority of the strategy.
Real Estate Rockstars, this is Aaron Amuchastegui. And as you know, when you've been hearing these episodes, so many of our guests give us lots of free gifts and share the tools they've been using to become successful. We've got free real estate tools, scripts, ebooks, marketing materials, and more. We keep track of everything in our vault, and it's updated with new items each and every week. If you want access to that stuff, it's totally free for being a listener. All you have to do is go to agentsuccesstoolbox.com, agentsuccesstoolbox.com, and get your free gifts now.
Now, where would you, so I know that when we start developing content like this, the purpose is not just to be a content person online. The purpose is to generate some sort of sale or some sort of offline interaction or some sort of call to action, something that turns into we get paid for it. There's a lot of people I see on Facebook and I feel like they're just influencers. They're just talking heads, and I don't know that they've made any money. But I know our listeners want to make amazing money in their real estate business, and they want to actually help consumers sell houses. So what do you recommend taking the online content? How do you recommend transferring it into, now I have a consumer and I'm working with them and we're buying or selling a house. What's your strategy for getting into call to action?
So the call to action for me and what makes me money is inviting people to book a call. I'm a conversationalist. I'm not going to open up my Google Analytics and find out how many clicks I'm getting and how many this I'm getting. I literally gauge everything from people who I have a phone conversation with, right? Because if you can get somebody on the phone and you literally ask a question, and I hate to say it this way, but formulate it this way, truly ask the question and then shut up and listen.
Guys, this is the best advice. Despite some of the amazing values we've already gotten, this is one of the best pieces of advice for us real estate agents. I'm not even taking my own medicine right now, right? Ask a question, shut up and listen. Ask a question, shut up and listen. That's true when you're on an appointment. That's true when you're lead generating. And there's another piece to that I always like to highlight, that when you shut up and listen, the silence does the heavy lifting. The silence does the heavy lifting, because oftentimes they will tell you everything you need to know if you just don't cut them off and start answering it for them. Ask a question, shut up and listen.
Take notes. I keep a notepad next to me, or I talk to people on speakerphone and I open up my notepad app on my phone, and as they're talking to me, I'm typing things. I'm just like, just a real quick thing, right? So, you can hear so much in a conversation with somebody, right? So it could be, let's say, like, I'm a 42-year-old mother of 2, and my husband is, I'm married. My husband is self-employed. I'm self-employed. We currently live 25 minutes away from our daughter's school, and it's a pain in the ass to drive to her school every morning. So we're looking to move, right? So there's so many little tiny things in that conversation. If the right real estate agent were to listen to me, which, don't get me wrong, I know all these real estate agents are going to be chomping at the bit to reach out to me. I got this covered. I know a guy or two. Most of my clients are real estate agents, just saying. But if you listen to that and you're taking notes, by the time you're done asking all the questions, you can just say, okay, you know what? Let's recap. Let's kind of go back and just make sure that I've got everything covered on what you're looking for. And then just repeat everything back to them. Because what might happen is they'll say, oh yeah, and on top of that, this. And let me also tell you this. And it might be a price range that they're looking at. You never know. And again, I want to make this very clear to you, Matt. I myself am not a real estate agent. I spent almost 20 years in the mortgage industry. And so I speak the language very well. And some of my best clients are real estate agents. And I sink my teeth in them. I get my hands on them. I get them rocking and rolling. And they are rock stars. They're packing in open houses on Facebook Lives. They're using social media better. They're just doing it better, more improved. So to answer your question, book a call. Book a call. And answer the phone.
I really love that advice, because I'm regularly telling real estate agents, and I regularly tell myself, the world is changing in how we communicate and how we interact, and yet relationships and conversations are not changing, just the method by which we do them. So we've gotten to this point in our world where we just think it's like, I got an appointment, I've got to get in front of them, which is true. And sometimes it's just a matter of booking a call or booking a Zoom call. Having that, that's such an innovative way to do real estate, and yet it's the most effective thing. Go have a consultation via video chat for 15 minutes. Can you do that? Right? Would that be, I want to go implement that as a system in our business with our team members right away. Let's just say, hey, do you have 15 minutes? Let's jump on a Zoom call. Hey, do you have 15 minutes? Let's book a call.
Well, and further, let me just tell you one last really big important point, because I think this is something that so many real estate agents miss. We're so quick to share the great stuff that's happening in our business. We're so quick to post, another house sold, another house sold, another house sold. But don't you think it would help your consumers, your prospective clients, the people who are dealing with the issues of their homes, if as soon as you walk out of maybe a permit office and you figured out how to clear a permit issue or clouded title or any an easement or anything. Title issues are such a common, huge issue that people face when they're trying to buy or sell a house, right? It's ridiculous. So when that happens and you're done, get in your car, and before you start the engine, before you put that car in drive or put it in gear and start driving, right? Because I don't ever recommend living and driving because it's dangerous. As soon as you get in your car, turn on the air, turn on the heat, wherever you are in the country, and press live on your phone and just talk about what just happened. What just happened? What steps did you take? What steps did you take? Because you can take that video, and once you get home, set a little reminder to yourself. Tell Siri, say, hey, remind me at 9 o'clock tonight when the kids go to bed to transcribe that Facebook Live. Transcribe that video and make that a blog post that you put out there to people and say, here's how you overcome permit issues when you're getting ready to buy or sell a house. And tell them exactly what you did. What were the conversations that you had? Did you send an email first? Did you talk to somebody else? Do you have a wholesaling friend who gave you really good advice on what needs to be done? Because wholesalers and property real estate investors deal with this stuff on the regular, right? So this is my biggest advice to you is let's talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, because that's what, I mean, when you start pulling away the curtain of real estate, people start to trust you. They're like, that's somebody I can resonate with. That's somebody who I can relate to. That's a problem solver, right? And that's who we need. That's who we need.
Rockstar Nation, we have moved into the skills economy, where the people with the most knowledge and the most skills are the ones that get the business. And what Trish just told you and unpacked for you is that if you go become the expert of choice to the people that are watching you, or the people that are hearing you, the people that are in your sphere, by sharing with them the things you're learning, you don't even have to know it for very long. You do have to have the skill, you do have to have the knowledge, but you could have just acquired that skill and knowledge. You just have to stay a couple steps ahead of them, take that knowledge, and then put it out there for your people. They're going to see you as the expert of choice, and then you become their advisor, their person they come to when they want to do the transaction. There's a huge opportunity in building our expertise through our experiences and then sharing that expertise via Facebook Live.
100%. I mean, that's it. That's all I got. I'm done. I'm out of here.
Awesome.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, totally. Well, one of the things, and I want you to be thinking about this because I didn't ask you for this ahead of time, but what is there something that we can give a value piece that you could give back to our one of the things we do on Rockstar Nation is we give or Real Estate Rockstars is we give a piece of value, a PDF, a video, a system, a tool. We'll upload it to our Dropbox and they can go get on our website and get access to that. Is there anything that you have, like maybe the blueprint or something else we could share with them? And they...
Absolutely. So my 5-minute live blueprint, I will give you that. And what happens on the blueprint, it breaks everything down. Just what I was telling you, it breaks down a little bit more. The 30-second intro gives you some more ideas, tells you whether or not to do portrait or landscape and why, which is really important, especially if you're doing these things on your phone. And then the last 2 pages are 10 different ways that you can repurpose your live stream videos.
Awesome. So we'll make sure and do that. I know you've got hours and hours of content and things that you could share with us. What are a couple more things that we need to know that we haven't already talked about that our listeners should go implement in their real estate business right away? What's the thing, if you were to say, go right away, the first thing you should do to increase your sales is XYZ? Is there anything that comes to mind?
Oh boy, there's so much. So I think that you need to start asking more questions and raising your hand if you need help with something, right? Truly, because there's a lot of real estate agents out there that I even talk to that they're like, I just don't know how to do this, right? If you don't know how to do it, tell people or look it up and find out. People who have teenagers, even if you have teenagers in the household, teenagers are like fiercely like ridiculous on social media right now, right? And I mean, last time I checked, when I talk to accountants and CPAs, that's a tax write-off if you hire or outsource your work to your teenager, right? So a lot of the things that are happening with real estate agents and even mortgage professionals is the overwhelm of having to do all of these things. You don't have to do all of these things, right? Pick one thing to get started, and then whatever you can't find within your time block of your day, start outsourcing it, right? Fiverr.com is a really good place to start outsourcing things, Fiverr.com. There's plenty of apps out there too that can help you. InShot is a really good free app that you can use to edit your videos, InShot. I have an iPhone. I use iMovie all day long to edit my videos. You can cut them up into little clips, right? And then the other thing too is start making more connections on LinkedIn for business, for B2B, right? So, I see real estate agents that go to networking events, right? And then they walk out and they get water hosed with all this information, but they don't implement anything. My advice to you is this: pick your favorite person who speaks or your favorite person who you make a connection with, and make it a point to reach out to that person, send them an email immediately to start that conversation. Not when you're walking out the door. If you have their business card, open up your phone, open up your email app, and send an email immediately and say, hey, let's book a call and have conversation. Let's go sit down and have coffee. Let's find out how we can work with each other and how we can help each other, right? And start your own workshops. Like, if the opportunity doesn't come to you, create it for yourself. So start hosting your own workshops. You can host workshops for free at public libraries, at churches, at high schools. There's so much opportunity there. And then if you want to get a speaking opportunity, whether it's free or pay to play, who cares? Go onto Google and use a hashtag call for speakers and find real estate events that are happening that they're asking for speakers. And if you don't want to speak at it, recommend somebody else to, because then that's going to help your breadth and depth of your network and your community online.
Wow. That's so good.
Sorry.
Oh, I love it. I love it. We just unpacked a whole new thing. That's so good. So creating, and really what you're advising is creating influence, creating an audience of people that follow you and listen to your knowledge by the way that you show up online and offline in conversations that are one-to-one or one-to-many. And I love that. You know, I was reading that your thing is that you help business owners do live video to build their business. And you did that for yourself. You use live video to build your business and create a community of people who know, like, and trust you so that you become sought after as a speaker. And now you're a conference co-founder and you've got all this national syndication. So the very thing that you're advocating is the very thing that you did and do.
Practice what I preach, man.
Practice what you preach. I love that. I love that. Where, so we're going to get the 5-minute live blueprint uploaded to Dropbox before this episode drops. You'll be able to access that. So guys, you'll see that on there. Where can they find you online? How can they follow you? Where can they start seeing your lives?
So you can go on Facebook, on facebook.com /Trish Leto Biz, B-I-Z. So that's my Facebook business page. You can also find me on LinkedIn, Trish Leto. I am a U.S. Navy veteran, so you'll find that the majority of my connections on LinkedIn are in the veteran space. So I have a very special place in my heart for my fellow vets. So I just want to say that anybody who's listening to this, if you have served our country, thank you for your service. I appreciate you. Let's make sure that we connect in some way, shape, or form. Please come request to connect with me on LinkedIn. If you need any information, technical help, how-to videos, walkthroughs, go check me out on YouTube, Trish Leto on YouTube. And don't be a stranger, reach out to me and let me know, hey, I heard you on this podcast. There's nothing to me personally, there's no bigger compliment to the podcast host than when I reach out to them after I'm done being a guest on their podcast and say, oh my God, thank you so much for sharing this out with your audience. I just had so many people reach out to me and tell me that they downloaded my blueprint and they heard my episode and they want to connect with me. I mean, guys, if you're not doing this podcasting, I strongly recommend it. If you don't host your own, that's fine, but reach out to people who do have podcasts and start making that happen for yourself.
Speaking of which, if you have an amazing story to tell in the real estate rockstar space and you'd like to apply to be on our podcast, you can reach out to us. In fact, you can find me at facebook.com/Matthew C. Templeton, or you can follow me on Instagram at templeton.m, M for the letter Matt, templeton.m, or from my real estate team, we have a new Instagram actually, templeton.realestate, which is also our website. And so follow us, reach out to us if you'd like to interview or apply to be on our podcast. And also, if you've got opportunities or questions for Trish, reach out to her on Facebook. If you've got referrals or questions for me, reach out to me on Facebook, facebook.com/Matthew C. Templeton. So I think that's a wrap. That was amazing, Trish. We really appreciate you. And I hope that we'll be talking again soon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Rockstar Nation, thank you for listening to Real Estate Rockstars. Listen, I need a favor. If you find this free content helpful, if you find our downloadable items from each guest helpful, please, I need you to pull out your pointing finger. Yes, the one finger that points at people, and hit subscribe. Yes, subscribe. The more subscribers we get, the better we look in the ratings and the easier it is to get guests like Robert Kiyosaki, Barbara Corcoran, all the players that are on $1 million listing in the different cities. All that stuff makes it easier the more subscribers we get. So please subscribe. And listen, there's a lot of places you can leave comments. There's a lot of places you can like. We're on Facebook. We have an Instagram page. Instagram page is I am Pat Hyben. The Facebook is Real Estate Rockstars Radio. Feel free to leave us comments there. The most popular form of commenting seems to happen on YouTube. Yes, for whatever reason, it's a very open environment. So just go to YouTube and go to Real Estate Rockstars Radio. Leave us comments there. Some of them we will read on the show. We love your feedback. So thanks, guys, and I hope you are having a great day. Oh, and also, listen, if you're going to subscribe and you haven't already left a review on iTunes, please do that too. Have a great day, and thanks so much, Rockstar Nation. I really appreciate you.